So welcome back to the Lawn Care Grandpa channel, and today we're talking about edging. We want to talk about how to get that crisp line between like flower beds or sidewalks or driveways and your lawn. Sometimes you've got like Bermuda grass that will grow up into your different areas, but barring Bermuda grass, which is hard to deal with, how do you make that really crisp line? So we're here with Jerry McMillan. He's been in the business for about 40 years, probably over 40 years, and he's got a lot of experience. So he's going to tell you what experience has taught him with how to edge. So how can you use one of those square point shovels to make a good line?
Well, it's obvious that you can use a paint to draw a line like you want it to be. And you basically just put your foot on it, shove it down in there about an inch, sometimes a little deeper. And then you have to come along and scoop out the part of the grass you don't want.
So you're just like picking up the sod. And,
yeah. Put it in a bucket or in a wheelbarrow, that's your wheel on, and draw yourself a line with that square shovel.
Are there other hand tools you can use? Is there anything else you've ever used that you can edge with if you don't have a square point shovel?
They've actually got a tool that's kind of round on the end and square up here at the top where you're going to put your foot. But it's real easy to work with. But the square shovel is something that most landscapers have got in their truck, and they may not carry the other one because you don't use it a lot. But the one that's made for that is kind of got that rainbow look where you're cutting it in the ground, and there's a place on the back of it for your foot. That works pretty good, and that's really what it's made for.
So how do you use a weed eater the best way to get a really crisp line along like a flower bed or something to get that grass line really crisp?
Well, depending on how heavy your line is, how thick it is, you only want it to be about 4 or 5 inches long. If it gets any longer than that, it has the habit of doing wavy like this. It's hard to, you can't figure out why you can't get a straight line. But if you got yourself a good coarse string, 4 or 5 inches long, and you hold it up, it's going to do a good job drawing that line just like you want it.
Yeah, so you'd want to hold it up like more vertical?
Yeah, you're right. You'd have to hold it up in order to have that string cutting straight down. So that's what you would look for depending on what you're having to do.
Yeah, sometimes you can turn it upside down maybe.
Oh yeah. Yeah, a weed eater works in any direction. And so you'd hold it up and just put your the end of it down there where the string is at, so it would be cutting straight up and down, and that would cut you a nice straight line.
Okay. Should you walk forward or backward when you're using a weed eater to make those lines?
Well, like I said a while ago, whichever way, it's not going to throw grass in your face or going to throw things in flower beds, places you don't want it. You'll use your weed eater, and many of them are different, but you might want it to throw the debris away from you.
So talk about some of the specific edging power tools, stuff that's not a weed eater, but stuff that you could use to make good crisp lines.
Well, I don't know what the name of it is, but they have a motorized one that has that little blade on it, and it works really good because that's what it's made for. And you can roll it along, cut real close to the sidewalk, and it does a super job. Looks really good. Doesn't have a big old hole with dirt. So you don't really want that, but a weed eater will do that. It'll eventually make that line wider and wider. So that little tool that you can purchase that has a motor on it and has that blade that cuts the line, that's the best one. And the other stuff you'd use that square shovel around flower beds. It'll do a great job.
There's one thing that some landscapers do and some homeowners want it if they have really, really big lawns. Maybe far away from the house, they don't want to pay for weeding, or the landscaping company doesn't want to have to weed eat it every week. So what kind of ideas do you have with like Roundup or other herbicides to use around those areas?
Well, we've got situations just like that. I'll tell my men to weed eat it real close, and if it's not close to the house, no one notices it, but it keeps the grass from growing. You don't have anything to worry about for 3 or 4 weeks. If you want to spray, it's hard to get it perfectly straight, so you kill the grass off, but you usually have some zigzaggy lines. And it doesn't look very good, but Roundup will do it.
We appreciate you coming by and listening to us ramble about some lawn care things you can do. Today we were talking about edging, and so hopefully we gave you some tips and some things to look at to make some good clean edges on your flower beds and around trees, the stuff in your lawn.
if you're a person that has worked all your life, say in a factory or an office, or even if you're a young guy and you just bought your brand new house, this is the kind of stuff that really you can enjoy. You can enjoy it, and you see the work as you learn what to do, and you usually get a good satisfaction for the good job.
Yeah, if you like this video, click like and subscribe to the channel, and we'll see you next time.